Yo, Trades by Easel here. Just gonna do our daily review. So I happen to take two setups today. First setup was a long on MYM, and it was a reversal. So here's our 1 minute fair value gap from the closure inside the range. This was a pretty good span for my stop, so I went in with a little over than half size. So I felt confident. I like to risk, 100, $150 a trade. I noticed price wasn't giving us a nice closure, so I didn't close the trade, but I certainly started paying attention for once we can get a closure outside the range for the reversal. This trade was a loss of $105, and once we got this closure outside the range, it's a nice 1 minute fair value gap. I took an entry here of 3 contracts. Price had ended up coming back and tapping into this fair value gap, and then we immediately get it in the engulfing candle out. So I decided to add 3 more to this trade. And this trade ended up being a little over 2.5 RR trade, which was fantastic. Took care of my loss and then gave us a little bit of profit today. But I'm disappointed of how I handled it. Today happened to be present during this, and I'm not. I just have my order set. But today I happened to be present through most of this. Price came down here and hit this top of this 1 hour order block, and we got this tail bar off the 1 minute here. I was thinking, okay, we're going to get a nice retracement back up here, and instead of leaving a runner, which I normally do, I closed the full position. And another mistake that was made today. Um, Price absolutely, just decided to go on a tear down. Was not going to look for a re-entry or anything of that sort. Again, I took my trades, locked the account, and it's that. But it was just, another mistake. I could have easily just clicked, sell for and been done. Leave the runner, move my stop to break even, and walk away from the day. And I don't know if it was because October was such a bad month to trade. I did end up, being profitable in October, not by much, but was at least a profitable month. I think I'm having a little PTSD, and I just noticed this week it's just a stupid mistake after stupid mistake, and today was no different. It's this one little thing, it cost me, tremendously, because my bias this morning was if we're going to go down, we're going to go down to this previous day low, or at least to these sell side liquidities. And, I got so nervous right here off the top of this order block, and it's like, I didn't even give it a chance. I mean, this is a 1 minute chart. And as soon as I seen that tell bar, I clicked, flat and all. And, I didn't even get a color change. I didn't have any justifiable reasons to do that, minus a purple line on my screen that said top of the 1 hour order block. So disappointed how I handled today's trade. I am happy though we were able to recover our loss. I'm happy I was able to follow my rules. All in all, it was a great day of trading. But this little mistake here, this was another 100, at least another 100 through here on one contract. And if I happened to, and I probably wouldn't have been able to catch all of this because I would have, we would have gotten here and I would have closed it out. But I look back on this week. Monday, Tuesday were $75 days. Yesterday was 140. Today was 80. And I'm glad these are green days, but realistically, I've probably left on the table, $1,000 to $1,500 of easy gains if I just didn't repeatedly make, mistakes. So tomorrow, I'm really going to focus on zero mistakes. I'm going to really just get back to trust in the process and not manage things, not allow my brain to be involved. Um, this particular trade, was a win. It was absolutely a winner. Anytime I hit 2 to 1 RR, I sell majority of my contracts. So it's like the only disappointment that I have on this particular day is that I did not leave my runner. and I did not wait for an actual reversal confirmation since I was present. 1 minute little tell bar here to me is not enough to be like, okay, it's time to get out. So moving tomorrow, we are really going to focus on zero mistakes, and then this weekend I'm going to spend some time and try to come up with a trading plan, game plan that I can cut these mistakes down. I mean, heck, if I just did half the mistakes next week than I did this week, I'd be in a fantastic place. And again, I am in a fantastic place. It's to make three three to $500 a week, on on 4 accounts. That's fantastic. Like that's awesome. And it has really nothing to do from a greed level. It's just I have a trade plan and I am not allowing this trade plan to work. And that's my problem right now. Clearly can see, I can clearly be patient, disciplined, and everything that requires to be profitable. But when I continue to make these little mistakes that are costing me big, that's where the confidence needs to get back, and I need to let October go, and I need to focus on now and focus on price actions that's present. November has been such a great trading month for the orb strategy, and really, I've just been undermining the price action right now. Tomorrow we will see what it brings. Hopefully we get another setup, and we will do a weekly review probably with tomorrow's video. We'll see. Anyways, take care. We will see you tomorrow.